When we store images in PACS, we encounter a bit of a paradox that we sort of have to solve. On the one hand, we want to store everything as cheaply as possible. On the other hand, there are certain things that we need to get access to real quick. In order to address this, we borrowed a concept that already exists in IT as a generality, and that concept is called tiered storage. What happens here is that you have different devices that are used for storage. For example, your long-term archive, that's the permanent house of your images. That's where they live on a permanent basis. Whatever we need to access quickly, we move over to what's called PACS cache. And after that, in most cases, unless you're streaming your pixels, which is a separate story, and we'll make a separate video about that, we have to move those images over to the Workstation cache, something that many are not aware of, but that's an important piece as well, because Workstation cache is where your images are actually going to be rendered for display. If we were to draw an analogy to, let's say, a distribution network, we can say that your long-term archive can be thought of as a warehouse. This is where everything's stored permanently. This is where you would get anything that you need for distribution, but getting things directly from the warehouse and bringing them to the truck every single time is not really convenient and wouldn't be efficient at all. This is why we have the loading dock. That's your PACS cache. Whatever we need, we bring over to the loading dock. It allows us to quickly load it onto the truck and bring it over to the actual store, which is your Workstation cache in our analogy. Thanks for watching.